Hey everybody. I'm here in the Botanical Gardens. This is the astonishing New Zealand Christmas tree. Look at those air roots. Yeah, beautiful. Just fabulous. Some Linnaean nonsense. Metrosideros excelsa. Excelsa. You know, we hear various nonsensical ideas from various nonsensical people, most of them men, but not all of them, about the universe being a, quote, simulation, unquote. And as I'm saying this, the little girl's holding her iPad, taking photographs of the surface of the water, which has been adulterated in such a way with the chemistry, again by idiots, to damage its naturally reflective qualities, right? And that really does bother me. You know, I don't go around looking for things to get pissed off about, but this kind of shit, where they make the water all greenish blue with dye just to remind themselves that they've tried to kill the algae in it with chemistry. And it fucks up the mirror-like reflectivity of the surface of the water that I so adore, that the light dwells in. But the question, you know, the humans keep making, our species, our scientists, our engineers, they keep making this mistake where they re-render the nature of origin and nature in the likeness of our technologies. It's about the dumbest thing you could possibly do. Right? Which stupid person would think their child is a picture they drew, or a photograph they took? Nobody, I hope. Yet we do this. Brains are just computers. Hearts are just pumps. Humans are just cartoons because we're both animated. The universe is a simulation. It sounds very didactic, doesn't it? Can't be true. Not fucking possible. First of all, a simulation is a simulation of something. It's not just... There's no such thing as a simulation, right? It's impossible. A simulation doesn't exist without being a simulation of something. And think carefully about what a simulation means. Before there were computers, there were simulations. Some of them were sports, right? Sports could be understood in a way as a simulation of war. There were many different kinds of simulations. Play is a form of simulation. But computer simulations are a very specific kind of thing that takes place in a peculiarly computational or what? It's basically a manipulation of variables in a database. Complex database manipulation. So the context is numeric, fundamentally numeric, whereas in play and sports and dance and music, numerism's involved but is not the primordial thing. The primordial thing is being. And that's more honest. But, so first of all, if the universe were a simulation, which it certainly fucking isn't, and there are people like Tom Campbell and others of his ilk who, having done a lot of out-of-body experience and so forth, strongly believe that that existence is being rendered according only to necessity, so that only those features that are being observed are rendered. Therefore, there's nothing inside you until we open you up, and then there's something inside you that gets rendered when we open you up, so to speak, on the surgery table and so forth. Now there's something very interesting about that idea, that the universe is only rendered when observed. That idea is worth preserving. The idea that it's a simulation is not. The actual important question is not whether it's a simulation. Consider whether or not the image of the sky and the birds above the water and the sun and the moon on the surface of the water, is that image a simulation? Right? That's an interesting question, but the real question is, and I want you to preserve and chase this question because it's useful, as is the rendering question. Throw away the whole simulation idea. The rendering question is still useful. I'm not saying that's what's going on. I'm saying that perspective, that curiosity, that curios is useful. Is existence a construct? That's the actual question. There's no chance it's a simulation. Well, nearly no chance. It's extremely unlikely, wildly unlikely. People have become too fascinated with the idea of machines, far too fascinated. There are features of existence and origin that they're so vastly superior to the concept of a machine that anyone who understood them would never create a machine of any kind, even one time. Never. They would be ashamed to have created a machine, because understanding and remembering origin, lineage, mnemosiny, memory, a machine is entirely the wrong direction to travel toward. So it's not, is the universe a simulation? It's rather, is the universe a construct of some kind? And if so, of what kind? And by who and or what? And for what purposes? These questions remain vitally fascinating and interesting to me. Peace.